Good morning. I'm really excited to show you the garden, what it's doing right now in the second week of April, I believe. Yeah. So these are some of my pots that have all kinds of fun things in them. And this is a new plant to me, this one here. It's a, come on, you can come up with a name. I'll tell you in a second. It'll come to me. And here's another one. I have 6 of them. So I mail ordered them. And here's another one here. And I just love how the lobelia is just like taking over. Taking over. Starts with a C. I'm going to come up with it because I'm going to show you more. Because there is more. This is the moved, all the plants that were moved to give access to the pruning of the pine tree, which is done. I'm so happy. And then these are the last of the orchids blooming. So pretty. So pretty. Look at that. And then this one. And then I put some of them back underneath the pine tree. I think I need to be in a different position, but underneath the pine tree. And look at these maples just going for it. I love it. And then my little maple forests. I think there's about 8 of them in there, and then about 8 of them in there. I started about 2 years ago. Oh my goodness. Clematis. It's a clematis. One I was trying to remember the name of. I'll show you some more. This is my mobile succulent cart. So these were all in the way, and all these plants here, all these were underneath the pine tree, as well as all these succulents here. All these guys. They need to be moved back into position now, and all these. It's a succulent maniac. I'm telling you. Yeah. Such a beautiful morning. And then one last little, I didn't get a chance to show you the wisteria when it was in full bloom. But there it is. Isn't that pretty? And they're so fragrant. I just adore them. Okay, cyclamen. Nope, not cyclamen. Clematis. Here we go. Too many C plant names. So clematis. How about that for a bloom? And that's probably 4 or 5 days old. Look at that one. Oops, where'd it go? There it is. And then this one. How about that? And then I'll back up here a little bit. My pots with the violas and carnations. And this little arrangement, I just love it, on this old water fountain. Picked that up years ago. I just love it. And then the rose arch is blooming like gangbusters. Turn around here so you can see it. Try to go slow. There's the tree leafing out here that we got pruned just a few weeks ago. Feels so good to have that all done. But here's the arch blooming. And we pruned it last fall. And I'm so glad we did because it's so much tamer now. But it's still going for it, blooming like wildfire, man. And then over here, I wanted to show you the Watsonia. Aren't they pretty? And they're not in their prime right now, but this one is. I'm so excited about this one. This is the first year that this one came out. Last year they were all like this, and these all came from my sister's garden. When she left her property, I inherited them. We had a big, huge windstorm a few days ago, and this tree, which is not in the ground, it's in a big, giant pot, it fell over. It was that windy. My goodness. And then I have to show you these iris. To die for. Aren't they pretty? Look at that. I just think they're gorgeous. I have no idea what any of the names are. This one I know came from my dad. He called this the black iris. Pretty close to black. Pretty spectacular. And all the epiphyllum are just going for it. Yellow, yellow, yellow everywhere. Yellow, yellow everywhere. Let me show you some more clematis. And it's so fun. Look at this. And then the roses are popping out from the top. Can you see that? It'll be fun when they bloom. And this is fun too. All these here, these are Shasta daisies that when we were thinning them out last spring, we just plopped a bunch of clumps down there. They just rooted in. So I've left them there. I like them. So clematis. So there's the back side. Walk around and show you the front side. I apologize, my camera skills are still not up to snuff, but it's something. Look at those. You see them? Whew. So pretty. And then on the other side of this arch, there's a white one, but it's not blooming yet. So when it blooms, there it is. When it blooms, I will show it to you. And then the mock orange is starting to bloom. So fragrant, so yummy. And here I have a pot of lilies that are getting ready to throw out their blooms. And this really pretty, some kind of an iris, and I don't know the specifics on that one, but that also came from my sister. Foxglove. And the sweet columbines, and they just keep blooming. And look at all the seed heads on them as well. But they are just the prettiest little flower. Look at those little guys. Aren't they sweet? So sweet. And then here's some pink ones. And the forget-me-nots, of course, are everywhere. And I didn't get a chance to show you the Weigela when it was in full bloom. It was glorious. But I'll show you now because it's still pretty glorious. What's on my screen? That's funny. Okay, so there we go. Yeah. So those are all still in pots because I haven't figured out a place to plant them. I will. It'll happen. It'll happen. And then the next thing that's blooming that I wanted to show you is the aloe. Isn't that fun? And they're right below the mulberry, and this mulberry is from my friend Oscar Clark, the same person that I got the Jan Boyce avocado tree from. This is one that he developed, and he calls it a white mulberry, and it's in the Sunset Garden magazine, or Sunset Garden book, which is fun, and it's getting ready to fruit, which is very exciting. I saw some fruit yesterday. Let me see if I can find some to show you. Let me see. Yeah. Whoops. That's no good. All right. There we go. There we go. Can you see those little fruits there? See those little guys? They're going to be all over here. And apparently mulberries are in the superfood family, which I think is very exciting. And then this is backstage. These are definitely not getting enough sun now. There's my San Pedros. And then this is backstage, my potting area. I have some plants that I pulled out that I need to take across to my neighbor. And I'll do that later on today. And back here in the fairy circle, not a lot of blooms yet, but a lot of very happy growth, which I'm very pleased about. And this is another branch that came down in the storm. That's from the bay tree. And then I just wanted to show you, we just transplanted a China doll, which many of us grow as a house plant. And I've had it in the ground. This big stick here, this. Transplanted that for a project that needed to come out of the ground for. And then there's a flowery maple in there. A butylon. It's all kinds of things tucked in here and there. Yeah. It's been a very slow spring. And what I mean by that is that the temperatures are rising slowly. Although today we're going to have an 80 degrees day, which we haven't had many of yet. So I wanted to get out here and show you before it burned out a bunch of the flowers. Yeah, there's the Euryops, still blooming its little head off. And then a couple of pots of Alstroemeria, pink one, and then over here there's a red one. I think I want to put those in the ground. This is exciting. I have another bloom spike coming up on my lily. And then this rose. I just picked a bunch of rose blossoms. I just picked a bunch of rose blossoms and rose petals, I should say, and I'm going to make a rose oil. That's going to be fun. And then the Cecil Bruner in the back, just going for it. Yeah, just going for it. And then coming back around, it's giving you a long view. The redwoods and the bay, all doing a good job. And then coming around the back side of the vegetable garden, which has lots of flowers everywhere. I think I just like flowers. Okay. Squeezing through. Just dug out, this is where we dug out all the plants I was saying I need to take to my neighbors, all the daisies. We dug a bunch out there. They're just going nuts. And look at this. Woo! Woo-hoo-hoo! These are so pretty. These actually came from Patrick's house many, many years ago. And I've got two roses in here. These are the earliest blooming. It's the purples. Very sweet. More of the purple iris. Yeah. And this is the oak that still needs to be pruned. What I think I'm wanting to do with it is lace it out so that there's more light that comes through. Okay, here's the back side of the arch and the two pots with all the fun flowers in them. Just going for it. Just going for it. So pretty. And I'll show you the front side of the arch. The front side of the arch is what looks really pretty because it's blooming. Yeah, look at that. Isn't that fun? And look at this one. This is sweet. This rose came from my sister too. Look at how sweet those are. The little salmon pink is so pretty. And then I moved this sweet pea and moved this, what I should say, the structure, whatever the heck it is. And I'm growing the sweet peas up on it, over on the back. Because they just popped up and I thought, well, let's give them some structure. And then in the pot, this rose is still in a pot and it's got sweet peas in it, so I'm looking forward to those blooming. This is a fun combination over here. The roses and the yellow alstroemeria and then the yellow abutilon, euphorbias. Here we go. It's early, I'm trying to get my brain going. Well, there's some blooms. Those weren't there yesterday. And then the pink alstroemeria, that's fun. Very, very fun that they're blooming. I love it. Now this is tragedy. You see that? This is my tower of jewels. Here we go. Laying on the ground. And it's been there for 4 or 5 days, so the tip is starting to reach for the sun. But it's all blooming. It's all blooming. It gives us an easier chance to look at the blooms, the millions of them. But it just lifted right out of the ground with the wind. Look at the trunk on that thing. It had a stake and everything. That didn't matter. It just came right out of the ground. Popped right out. My delphinium putting out another bloom spike, which is really fun. You can see that others are wasted. And then coming back around to this angle for the iris and the Watsonia. And then I'll take a quick walk through the vegetable garden. Isn't this fun? The onions blooming, or the chives, I should say. Oh, this is a fun iris. Look at that one. Woohoo! I always call that one root beer. I don't know if that's true or not, but that's what I call it. Oh, more roses are blooming. Okay, a little bit of heat and the roses start to pop, which makes sense because usually they come out around Mother's Day. And we're closing in on Mother's Day. And then there's these, which are so pretty. And I wish I could have shown you these because they were glorious. But the sun took them out. A couple of days of heat and they're gone. They were similar to this color. Similar. I really do love the iris, but they're very short-lived. And the poppies are starting to bloom. Look at that. That's fun. There. And look at this. I think I'll end it here because it's so pretty. Yeah, look at that. Look at that. Wow. I don't know if that shows, if that really captures on camera, but the little bit of morning sun on that, it's just so pretty. Yeah. Okay, well that's a quickie garden tour. And I'll do more later. All right. Glad you stopped by. Hope you're having a great day. All right. See you next time. Bye.